Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I'm going to answer a comment that was left on one of my posts on the community tab. So 3 days ago, I put up a post, and I'm gonna just read the post. It says, "You will know them by their fruit. Some prodigals are being sent back from Satan to deceive you. Don't fall for it. Check the fruit and check in with God before you give them your time or attention. Judgment season isn't over yet. You will know them by their fruit." And as a result of me posting up this post, there was a comment. She asked the question, why would God allow that, knowing how much we gone through already? That just sounds harsh and unfair. These prodigals will not be perfect and still need healing and deliverance to some degree. So, how would one know, and why, just why, would God allow that to happen to someone that's been praying, been obedient, and patient, awaiting for God to restore and reconcile them back with the one He has promised? So, thank you for your comment. Okay, I see that you have prompted many other comments after that, but here's what I know. Okay, because this revelation that God gave me, um, God will reveal the plots, the tricks, the schemes of the enemy, right? And so when God revealed this to me, I have trained myself to not really ask God why. Well, why this? Well, why that? Why you allowing this, God? Why you just won't stop it? I understand if God is revealing this to me, He's revealing it to me for a reason. He wants me to be aware of Satan's plot, his trick. He wants me to be prepared, okay, for whatever the enemy is trying to throw my way, right? And so I shared the word with you all on the community tab. And so that's how I look at it. That's how I see it. God allows, certain things to happen for many different reasons, right? And let me just say, okay, because some of y'all be asking me questions that you got to take to the Lord, right? I'm not God. God is God. So some of these questions, you want to make sure you just going to the source. If you want to know why God is allowing certain things to happen, go to God and ask God, God, why would you allow my prodigal spouse to come back only to try to deceive me? Ask God, and He will give you the answer. Okay. And God, he likes that. He likes when we come to Him like this and ask Him questions we have on our mind, because He's all about relationship, right? He wants you to question Him and ask Him certain things, so that He can give you the clarification, right? And so again, I'm gonna just speak from the things that God has shown me and revealed to me. I believe God allows for certain things to happen because, number one, we start off as babes, as children in Christ, right? When we give our life over to the Lord, we're children, right? And so God, He walks with us, right? But we're not supposed to stay a child. We're supposed to continue to grow, mature in Christ. And so I believe one of the reasons why God allows for certain things to happen is because that is God's way of helping us to grow and mature as believers, right? If I don't go through anything, how will I ever learn how to defeat the kingdom of darkness? If God saved me from deception, from witchcraft attack, how will I know how to defeat the devil? How will I know, how to overcome these attacks if God keep coming in to save me? So I just really believe some of the stuff, just me in general in my whole life, the way when God want to teach me something, He let me go through it. He put me right in it, and I go through it. And as I'm going through it, God is sending an answer my way to teach me what I do not know, right? So that I can overcome that particular situation. So that's just my own personal testimony. But I believe that's one of the reasons why God allows for things to happen. Now, in this case, God gave me the warning. So in that moment, right, the way how I interpret that, when I heard it, I said, okay, this is not the time to be sitting up here asking God, but why this, why that? God told me what the enemy is cooking up. So go ahead and prepare. Go ahead, be on guard, right? Know what to look out for. Go ahead and share the warning to others, right? So that's just how I operate. I get exactly where you're coming from. Why would He allow this? when we've been praying and being obedient. It's not that, God is trying to punish us or he's being unfair and allowing us to just be, run over by the devil. It's none of those things. This was a warning. And he was simply just letting us know, okay, the schemes, the plots, the trick of the enemy, so that we don't fall for it, when we see it, come our way. And a lot of you asked me the question, well, how would I know, my spouse is back for all the right reason? You got to test that fruit. I mean, that's just what it boils down to. You got to test the fruit. And testing the fruit is not going to be in one day. So you can't, when your spouse come back, you can't just assume after one conversation or you spent 4 hours with your spouse in one day that okay, they good. No. Testing the fruit takes time. Testing the fruit, you got to be patient with it. You have to ask certain questions. You got to take a step back and see if that word is lining up with their action, right? The Bible says you would know them by their fruit. So depending on their whatever fruit your spouse is showing, it's going to tell you if they are really restored, if they still in a prodigal state of mind, or if they are really, God has transitioned them into like a believing spouse, right? But that's going to take time. So you can't be in a rush. You can't be in a hurry, And for some of you, when your spouse come back, whether it's God sitting them back or they coming back on their own, try not to fornicate with them. Because again, you know, when we understand, I don't want to go all into that, but when we understand, when we add fornication in here, we just now we're killing the love story again, right? So you did all that standing for no reason, only for you to just invite death back into the, situation. So, just try to practice patience. If your prodigal reaches back out to you. Now, what God isn't saying is reject your spouse where they should. He's not saying that. He's just basically saying, listen, some of these prodigals are coming back because they are being sent back from Satan to deceive you. Okay, not all, some. And so when your spouse comes back, you want to test that fruit. That's all God is saying. Before you open up your home, before tell them all of your business, test the fruit. If you don't know how to test the fruit, I did a video on how to I forgot what I titled it, but it was on testing the fruit. I highly recommend you watch that video. But the Bible clearly says you will know them by their fruit. And I'll tell you one thing I always do with everyone. Um, I had this one counterfeit pop up the beginning of this year. I knew it was a counterfeit soon as I, seen who it was. And I went into prayer. I said, God, I'm not even about to allow the enemy any room. And I went into prayer and I said, God, if this individual isn't here for like business, or if you didn't send this person, shut the door. Don't allow this individual to contact me. Just go ahead and shut this all the way down. And I never heard from that individual since that day. And I do this with everyone because I don't have time to waste. I'm not about to get the enemy no room into my life, right? So I just go right into prayer and ask God, if this individual, and you can do this with your prodigal, God, did you send my prodigal spouse back, or are they coming back for all the wrong reason? Are they reveal to me my prodigal spouse motive of why they are back? That's all you got to do is pray that prayer, and God will reveal it to you. Okay, and when God reveal, if it's a bad motive, and when you see it, don't try to tolerate it. Don't tolerate it, because sometimes as women, we do that. We will tolerate it. We'll put up with it. We'll stay in contact with it when really, no. You need to close the door to it and get back in a divine separation. When God show you that this individual is still a prodigal. This individual is still messing around with the counterfeits. This individual only came back for money or sex. When you see these red flags, you got to go right back into divine separation and got to go ahead and shut all that communication down. Because if you play with fire, you're going to get burned. Okay. So that is my advice. Some of y'all questions, you got to take them directly to God itself to get his answer on why he allows certain things to happen. Like I said, I just really believe, sometimes God allows some of these things to happen to teach us what we don't know. We're not supposed to stay children of God. We need to grow. We need to mature. We need to learn, how to overcome the devil, right? We need to learn how to overcome darkness, and this is one of the ways how God teaches us, just by allowing certain things to happen and us to go through certain things. Okay. So that is it. I am Tequila Coleman. Great question. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.